For the purposes of this example, I actually downgraded hops real fast, so you can tell because I don't have any tooltip information. We'll just select the cube and delete it, and I'll press Ctrl V to actually paste my next example in the scene, which is in the Blender underneath this one. So first I'll select everything, and I just want to remind everyone that evict is great because I just Ctrl V pasted this cube which had all its cutters in the wrong collection, and now they're placed in something a little bit more logical. So the purpose of this example is to just show you that the previous material scroll would literally scroll all of the objects in the selection to the same color. And I found this to be a little bit not random enough. So a lot of work has been done on the new material scroll. So let's just jump over and take a look at that. We have the same example, and I will select this cube and we'll have an active selection. And with Alt M, we will control click in order to blink material scroll, and you can see that we are getting just random per object indexes. And I can press tab and you can see what results we're getting in the render. And I just love just taking these things and just scrolling them until I get something I like. I'll go ahead and just click, and we'll select this one on the side, and I'll press Alt M, control click to jump into material scroll, and we'll just start jumping through some combinations. Because I'm in render only mode, I actually selected the wrong piece. This is the one I want. And you might be wondering, what about color? So we press H and expand on our help, and we see that there's an option for pressing C to actually implement color. So I love just rolling around until I find a nice accent color, and then I can just select another piece, such as, well, I was going to select that one in the back, but that would actually override it with too much yellow. I can select this piece, even though I can't see anything, just jump into general material scroll, and I can just scroll through combinations until I find that hot yellow that I want to put on this thing. And so now I can press Alt H, bring back the floor, and we can just select the floor and control click material scroll and just scroll through infinite random combinations until we get something that we like, something that's, you know, a little more reflective. And then we could press Alt DV in order to just run our viewport around, and press S and A in order to jump through various combinations until we find something that we like. And let's say this is exactly what we're going for. I can press R in order to set it to render, and then we click to apply, and now the render is actually being set to this. If we jump over to the render view, we can now see that we are just ready to rock and roll. If I press F12, that's all there is to it. So material scroll V2, there's a lot more to it than that, but I just wanted to just kind of give you a cursory overview of what to expect with it and how you can just quickly use it to just get some very nice materials for your hard surface creation. So destructive material scroll is one of those things I was quite excited about. And to show it in action, I'll press Alt M, and if we just, do a material scroll, we're just changing the material on this particular model that we have selected. However, if we press Alt M and we actually hover over this and look at the tooltip, you can see that shift click will activate destructive material scroll. And so by shift clicking this, we can now scroll through, changing all the material indices of this by changing the nodes inside. So by combining this with the ability to press C for color, we can now just scroll through endless color combinations of various ways of looking at this particular model. And the cool thing, of course, is that we can press V to jump over to viewport adjust, and press S and A in order to get things just right. And just really just set up our render and our model just on the fly. In this case, I don't have to render activated. So what that means is I will need to press R in order to enable to render. And we just jump through our lighting presets till we find one that we like, and voila, we have now configured our render. And if I press F12, that is exactly the result I should have been looking at here. And I bet it's because of something with these collections being enabled that aren't supposed to be enabled. So better luck next time, I guess. But that is close enough. Another example I'd like to show is this handheld done from a while back that was set up for a render by General Ginsu. And I actually have this piece selected in the back, which is its own separate object. And if we press Alt M and we shift click to go into destructive material scroll, you can see me replacing all the indices at the same time that were formerly connected to that particular material. And if we press C, we can actually start scrolling through colors, which I just love scrolling through until I find a color that's fun and adventurous, that reminds me of outside. And we'll go ahead and click to apply. And now I'm selecting the body itself, which you can see the object is still live. And we can shift click to jump through material scroll again. And we're just changing it through combinations of metal, affecting all the objects that are similar in the material selection as far as our block-in process. So this is kind of that character customization feeling that I'm going for and hoping to create, where you can really just get your model together and just really customize the render and just get a very fine result very fast. Even though the material panel is hiding off on the side, I can hold shift and scroll up to jump to the second material, which will let me begin changing the other one. So it looks like both of them are actually the same material, so the list on the side isn't handy. So if you're copying me and using the Modo theme, make sure to configure your prefs to have your mod panel off by at least 60, and then save the prefs. Don't be like me. But I just wanted to emphasize just some of the improvements that have come with this latest material scroll and how you can use it to quickly change the look of an entire asset just by using blank material for your material blocking process and then using material scroll destructively for really configuring that final look.